that took a while. Anyway, hi. My name's Move, and I'm going to do like more of these little like reviews of small things that I've watched. Today I finally finished a game made by Solomare, Solmare. It's a visual novel. You can play it on Facebook or you can download it on an app on your phone or on a tablet. It is I want to give you a little background on me and these types of games. I thought these games were kind of for losers. That seems kind of mean. Not losers. No. I thought it was like too not my type of thing. But it turned out I was bored one day and I read one called Wizardess Heart. And it was cute, and I liked the story more than the romance, like the cool elements like it had in it. And then it snowballed out of control for me. I played every other one, not all of them, but every other one. And Guard Me Sherlock, like the title says, it's pretty freaking amazing for me. It's basically a Sherlock visual novel, romance novel, basically. It's a game that if you haven't played these before, they're usually just you have different options in each chapter, and you try to press the right options to get the good ending. Some of these are different. Some of them you have like a love meter that you have to fill up, and the guy would fall in love with you or girl, and or not. And depending on that, you get a good ending, a bad ending, or middle of the road ending. Some of them have middle of the road ending. Some just have good or bad, or and most of these have just regular endings. Like it's okay. It's not sad or good, or it's just eh. um. So this one is if you played the game, which is pretty cool. I'm thinking of doing a separate live stream on a different game of the same company later. But this one is there's a different because in the beginning it was just Sherlock. It was Watson and Moriarty. And after Moriarty, you got Mycroft, Sherlock's brother. And they took a giant ass hiatus after Mycroft. We got with Sherlock, Moriarty's second hand man, Sebastian Moran. But the story structure is interesting. They're the villains, and I always have a problem with the girl being with an abusive, creepy guy, and Jack. We'll get to Jack in a minute. I'm gonna do a quick summary of what the verses is. Basically, you can have a romance with Sherlock or the guy that came out. It's either Sebastian or this one, Jack. I like this structure because it gives you an out if you don't like the dude, because most of my problems with I will go into detail in different live stream on how annoying it is to go read a story and you don't like the guy, but you want the prizes, or you want to be a completionist, and you just read through this horrible story of a horrible guy hurting the main character. And the main character is an actress who played a character called Irene Adler. It's it's a reference to It's a reference to a character in Sherlock lore that beat Sherlock. The only woman I think that ever beat Sherlock. The only other person besides Moriarty, which is amazing. Um, Her character is kind of hit or miss for me. She's not one of the worst protagonists in any of these series. She's fine. It's only when they make her like do the dumb thing, because most mysteries, most horrors, more than anything, the main character has to do something stupid so the plot goes along, and that happens with everything. So I can't be mad. I can't be mad most of the time with her because of that. So basically, you go through the story, you pick options, but instead of if you can raise both meters of the dudes, they simplified it into just you can pick the guy in the end when the end of the story. You just have to fill the meter for the good ending or the okay ending, you know? And Jack. Let's get to Jack. Jack, since this game started, was my most dreaded guy. On Facebook, I chat with most of the people that read the stories. And you need friends to get rewards and shit, so you have to chat with people, which is fun. There is this infamous character in another game called Paul, and he is the most awful character that you can ever get. Rapey, controlling, and he basically committed sexual assault in one of the chapters, and I couldn't finish his story. It made me feel really sad, and I could not bother. So he is the worst. Then there is Destiny Ninja 2. There is a character that kind of basically shut down the whole game for a while. After he came out, there was no updates after him. He basically goes into a rage, and basically it's like a creep that wants to cut you to pieces. And yay, that's romantic, right? A guy that wants to cut you to pieces and fantasize about you cutting you into pieces. That is my the dread, because Jack Stillman, to be precise, is Jack the Ripper, the Jack the Ripper. So yikes. Imagine dating Jack the Ripper. In real Jack the Ripper must have had some sort of family or something to cover for what he did, and I think there was the Ripperologists, which are the people that study Jack the Ripper to find out who is Jack the Ripper, found out who it might have been through diaries, but it's not confirmed. It's contentious if it's him or not. Some lord. So he had a family. Can you imagine being married or related to the guy that slashed women into pieces? I can't. So that was my main thread. Some people would be curious to see that. I would if these stories were written better. While it is free, by the way, I forgot to mention, these are free games. The ones on Facebook, and sometimes you can download them for free on the app. They are free, so you can't really be too angry at the quality of stuff if it's unless it's too far. So the screenshot, the thumbnail is Jack Stillman. On top of him being creepy, I don't find him that appealing physically. He's okay. He's all right. The beginning of the story, I will tell you the bad parts of this. I don't know if I should tell you spoilers, because the early birds of this story ended like a week or two ago. So like you're not gonna get the early bird special, like the early bird prizes, which this game has. Every guy that comes out gives you early bird prizes, like S or money, like in-game money, and pictures or other rewards. That's my main complaint with Sherlock, Garmy Sherlock, and the story is long. You don't get that many chances to get tickets to quickly move through the story so you can get the early birds. So it's hard to get the rewards. That's like a negative on the whole game, even though it's one of my favorites. Another negative would be how long it takes for it to get it to a new character. They had two separate hiatuses, and at least they came back and they didn't shut it down like Oz, the other game that they had that is one of my favorites. They completely shut that game down before they can finish the last character, which is depressing. But anyway, Jack the Ripper, and there's a funny scene. In my case, it's funny because it's fucked up. He says like the most fucked up things. Oh, your leg is so pretty, because she got wounded, like a scratch, or it got sprained and blood was coming out of it. He's like, your leg is so pretty, I want to cut it up. And the main character's like, huh, I guess he says that because he's a doctor. Like through the whole thing she was like, huh, that's weird. He said he was going to, rip apart like a turkey because he loves cutting things. I wonder if it has anything to do with all these slayings that Sherlock is investigating. No. To her credit, in the end she puts it, like, not end, but like almost to the end, she puts it together. And it's not a secret that he's Jack the Ripper. Like, I'm not spoiling that. That's the big reveal from all the other stories. You can tell that he is Jack the Ripper. And basically his name gives it away. And he works for Moriarty, if I didn't say that. And Moriarty is another creepy character that I never did his story. Because, one, for time, and two, like in the end of Sherlock, he said the most creepiest thing. And I was like, yeah, I don't picture liking this guy in his own story. So I'm gonna not. What else? Positives. I like that they kept him a real character. Most of these romance stories, these romance novels, these games, these movies, they turn the bad guy good through love. And that's bullshit. Everybody knows that's bullshit. And I guess the word would be, what is that word? There's like a term. There's a term in writing. The term is I'm brain farting on the phone. Basically, you can't tell the storyteller something that they can't believe. You have to keep them in the realness, in the realness, because this is the story. But the person has to stay like, yeah, this could happen in this, or this could happen in real life. Stuff like that. Yeah. So she was acting like the love-sick fool, but at the same time, she was falling in love with Sherlock. So basically, she falls in love with either or, and in the end, you can choose who she stays with. Which I like that. Again, some people are complaining about it because they want the dude all by themselves, but I think it's a good it's a good strategy for like, because on top of that, people would complain before that they didn't like the villain characters because they're awful to her. So they would have to please everybody, and I think this is a good middle ground for everybody, in my opinion. I think they did a great job. Um, the story, the writing in the Sherlock games are 10 times better than the other ones. They give it some respect because Sherlock is a very much beloved character. I mean, how many series is out now? I think Elementary's still out. I don't know if like the Benedict Cumberbatch one is still around, but that one was a huge one, and I don't know if they're gonna remake another Sherlock movie, but I think the Sherlock Gnomes came out. That is the greatest adaptation of Sherlock, clearly. Um, so yeah, I really like this app. It's called Guard Me Sherlock. You can get on Facebook. It's really fun. And on Facebook you have the added benefit that you can have your friends give you like items to help you along. So, and you can chat because there's like a live chat in the Facebook app, and I like it. Not the app like in your phone, but on desktop. And I like chatting and exchanging opinions with people. So it's really fun. With these, there's each game, and along with the options, you have checkpoints where you have to buy with in-game money or real money items. Most games are annoying with that, and this one it's kind of annoying because you don't have that much options to earn a lot of money or the in-game money because it's really hard. But you can get by. You can get by. It's not as hard as some other games like Ninja Assassin. That one was hard for me. It bored me because I couldn't pass the items checkpoints. Those were horrendous. And the story was shitty in Ninja Assassin. Or Assassin Ninja. I don't remember the actual name. The sequel's on Facebook, which is 10 times better, which I think I will review when the next guy comes out. The guy that they have now is just not my type. He's just obnoxious and annoying. And his face is all crooked, so I just couldn't take him seriously. But yeah, back to Sherlock. Yeah, check it out. Play the game. Give it like a boost so we can like have more stories. Cause I think the next one is George Lestrade, the famous goofy detective, and I really like his character, and I want for it to come out. I hope it's not a versus because he's not a villain, so he's on his own. I hope that and also like I think it's wearing thin with people. I don't think they can accept another versus. They had 2 verses already, and it was both Sherlock. Oh, another negative is that the both of the endings, even the good and the bad, they have repeats. And in the blissful ending, that's the really good ending. There's like there's a part where it splits off, and you can pick either Jack or Sherlock. They repeat the same parts in some, like the end parts of both endings are the same. And what I like about Jack's ending is spoiler, you don't stay with him in the end, and that's so real. And I like like a little bit of reality put in the fantasy. And I know some people wouldn't like that, but at least to me, I liked it. Tell me what you think. Like my last live stream, I had a lot of people comment on the series of Luis Miguel, and that was fun. That was I like the different like opinions and mindsets and theories of that story because there's like a mystery in that series. And then this one, I would like to hear people's take on the verses. I think it was good. I liked the conclusion to Jack's story. And hoping for Lestrade next. He's such. I wonder like how they're gonna tackle him because the whole joke is that he's a loser. There's almost like a lower class citizen is a loser kind of thing because they Sherlock Mycroft and all the rich people treat him like shit because they're rich and he's not. So I wonder how it's gonna work. And we'll see. I wonder how it's gonna work, and I hope again leave a comment down below and tell me what you thought. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and see you next time, which will probably be Sunday for the Luis Miguel miniseries. I'm not sure. It probably will be 100% Sunday for that, but maybe I'll want to review something else. So, thank you for showing up. Thank you for liking, commenting. Thank you for interacting. This was, it's always fun to live stream. So, you can find me here on YouTube. I have another channel that's mostly political. It could be political, it'll probably eventually be political and, like, star news, like, celebrity news, commentary on that. I like a lot of like pop culture shit, so who the hell doesn't, right? Alright. Let's see if I can turn this off without waving like an idiot for like 20 minutes. So